Hi, Grosse Pointe Park. Tim Kolar here with this month's Kolar Express video covering the September City Council meeting. Casual this month after another successful Camp Windmill and now the first full week of school returning on my end. As a quick reminder, these videos are put together to give a brief overview of the matters that will be discussed at tonight's City Council meeting. Let's dive right in. Now tonight, before we get to our usual City Council matters, we get to put on our zoning board hats, as we did just a few months ago. We'll be holding a public hearing on an exception request for the property located at 15800 East Jefferson. So if you are coming tonight to make a public comment, know that there will be a little bit of time before we begin our regular meeting this evening. After the zoning board, we'll jump into our meeting. First up is our consent agenda, which is a little different this month. We'll have the usual of the committee and the commission reports plus minute approvals, but I'm noting for all that our city manager and public safety report are in this month's consent agenda. It means we won't have a discussion on those topics. This is done to give ample time for the priority waste presentation that we'll be having this evening. We have one unfinished business item this month, and that is ordinance number 243. Last month we did our first reading on this ordinance, which contains a few amendments to the city code. These amendments will impact city business licensing requirements, cyberbullying, and the condition and storage of solid waste containers while aligning a local traffic regulation with state insurance requirements. On to the agenda, and a big item to note is the presentation this evening by Priority Waste. To say there have been a few comments about this would be an understatement. I'm looking forward to the presentation tonight simply as it shows some level of accountability by Priority Waste that they are coming to our City Council meeting this evening. Though that said, I am personally an actions over word types of individual. The actions of Priority have been seen all throughout our community and others across Southeast Michigan. Significant improvement is needed, and that may not be strong enough of a statement. I will support any accountability measures that may contribute to even a basic level of service being provided by Priority. I know all my colleagues on City Council and the City Administration are demanding better. They simply must improve. All right, back to the agenda, and two quick items I wanted to call out. First is noting the consideration to award a bid for lead service line verification. This is a result of a grant the city applied for and received from Eagle. And then further, we have yet another generous donation from Dr. Scott. It's going to replace the theater seats at the Scott Theater at Windmill Point Park. I know that everyone in the community appreciates that donation. Lastly, a quick shout out to some board and commission appointments this evening, and a further thanks to all the individuals who are continuing to serve and then will begin serving our community through a board or commission. Thank you. And that's this month's Kolar Express. As always, I appreciate the engagement and the sharing of your voices. Of course, I mean that because your shared and individual experiences are so important. It allows us to ensure that the needs are being met, and we can also then quickly identify when expectations are not being met, and then, of course, set a path for course correction. Have a great month of September, and we'll do this again all next month. Until then.